Hello everyone, my name is Edward, and today, alongside Wes, we're going to commentate the last race of the iRacing Touring Car Series organized by Anti-Star Racing. This is the last race, the championship is on the cards, we are at the Brands Hatch. Wes, what do you think about this track and about the championship battle?
Well, I, for one, absolutely love Brands Hatch. I am a bit biased towards it because it's one of my favourite circuits. I've been to it many, many times in real life. Massive fan of it. The Grand Prix version is great. You know, you got it's just fantastic. You can race side by side throughout the whole thing. It's great. The Grand Prix section itself, very fast, very daring part of the track, and it's very high speed, so it's great.
Yeah, I used to race on this track. I think that was the game. It was called Race 07. It was based on the WTCC Championship. And I used to love this track, but at the same time hate it because, again, as a lot of the viewers know, I think you know as well, I was racing on the keyboard and I was crashing all the time. So yeah, it wasn't the most pleasant experience, but when I was getting the lap right, that was an absolutely beautiful experience. Anyways, we're having on the screen now the championship standings, and as you can see, it's a very, very close battle between Hawking and Real. 6 points between those two. Who do you think is going to win the championship?
I think it's going to be close between the top two, but on pace that I saw in qualifying, it might go Brandon's way. It depends a little bit on luck and possibly a lot on the reverse grid race. It could come down to how chaotic the reverse grid race is, because as always, it's normally a little bit chaotic, I must admit. But Brandon normally gets quite lucky and gets through it. We will see if that changes today.
But not only these two drivers, championship, so there are 77 points per weekend. The top 5 still can win the championship. Well, I said Tuesday, but again, the top 5 can win the championship here at Brands Hatch. So we're having a 5-way battle for the championship, but only the top 2 based on the qualifying pace and on the way they are so close on the points. That's the real battle for the championship. But again, you might see a surprise. You have reverse grid, a lot of chaos in these races, so you never know.
Yeah, no, never know. You never know. It could all go absolutely able. I think in the reverse grid race at the start of the season at Brands Hatch Indy, it was a little bit. Actually, it was quite well. There was a crash at turn 1, I think, but only one car was involved with that, so they got away with it. And Brandon only took 6 minutes to get from 8th back to the front. So we'll see. It's a little bit longer of a circuit. The passing isn't too difficult, so that's a positive. But yeah, it could come down to how chaotic it is. You never know. Race 1 as well. The turn 1, race 1, it could all go crazy there. But if we look at how it has gone at the beginning of the other races and how it went at the Indy circuit at the beginning of the season, we should be alright for turn 1.
Yeah, no heroics into San Evo. Here is not the San Evo, it's the Hill Bend paddock. But still, might see some crazy dive bombs. Again, when we are battling for the championship, you are seeing things from a different perspective. And I think that some of these drivers might make more mistakes than you usually do, because when the pressure gets up to you, you might feel different when driving the car. Obviously, you are not driving a real-life car, but the stress, same.
Yeah, it's 10 weeks of racing. You know, they do want to win. I can tell you, all of the top lot do want to take the championship, and Brandon will be very, very happy if he can, and so will Marcelo. He's at 5.5. They've both won races throughout the season as well. It's both had some good luck and some bad luck, so either one of them winning would deserve it, I must admit. And it's been quite a good fight as well. Robert has had a good end to the season and really put his marker down. He might look to try and get third in the championship, with Neil being a close contender. But yeah, there's been some good stories throughout this season and some good racing as well, which I look forward to having as well, because there was some great racing last time we came to Brands, and there's been some great racing throughout the season. So hopefully we get some side-by-side action throughout the 2 races today.
Yep. Talking about that, in first place in qualifying, you have Brandon Hawking. He set a 132.1, 4/10 faster than Neil Verrier. Reels, where is he? I'm not seeing. Oh, he's in 3rd place. So there is one car between the 2 championship contenders.
Yeah, the qualifying here normally, I must admit, the past, I think, nearly every week it's been separated by less than a tenth nearly most weeks. So I do expect that gap at the top to come down as the session goes on. Because, yeah, I remember Donington Park, there was a lot of trading positions and lap times. It's been happening a lot over the course of the season. So I do expect the top three to get a little bit closer to each other near the end of qualifying, even though Brandon has gone purple in the first two sectors. So he does have more time, it would seem, in the bank.
Yep. Very, very close there at the top. I have 3 cars in 1 second, so that's not bad from Reels. He's in 1 second, and as you said, we may have a 3-way battle for the championship. Neil Ferrier still has a championship chance, so maybe he's hoping that his opponents will have some problems and he will come back into the championship. But this would be a historic story if he could do this.
And Brandon's just put another lap in and just gone even faster. So he means business today. He does. I think he knows that he's got a 6-point gap. If he does get pole, it'd be up to a 7-point gap, which just helps a little bit more and a little bit more here and there. The bonus points could be crucial today. He's going to want to try and stay at the front and get all of them.
131.86. That's a very good lap. Almost 7/10 ahead of the rest of the grid. That is a big advantage from him. So he looks set to win the championship today. But still 5 minutes to go. Let's see what Reels is going to do. I'm not seeing a lot of purple sectors, not even green sectors. This is Niels setting 2 green sectors. Let's see how will he finish the lap. He now crossing the line, and he stays in 7th place. No, he goes 6th. So that's an improvement from him.
Brandon's doing purple again and again and again. He's got even more time.
No, it wasn't Brandon. My bad. There was a car going wide there as he got now a yellow sector. Maybe that was influenced by the car that was off track. Now he's going now to round up the lap. It's where will Hawking finish the lap. Purple in the first 3 sectors, purple in the last sector. He improves. Oh, 131.6. That's almost 1 second ahead of the grid. That's a very good time.
Yeah, he's not come to play today. He wants to drive away. Yeah, he wants this. He's been very quick all season. He had a bit of an unlucky spell at Alton Park where he got involved in an incident in the reverse grid race. But other than that, he's been quite lucky but quite quick, I must say, all season. So he's given it his all. Of course, only qualifying. If he gets a bad start, the grid will be on him. So everything has to go perfect for him still today.
Yeah, but again, here you have also the reverse grid. So you can start from pole position. You can do an amazing first race. And then you are starting 8th. You are in the middle of the pack. Any incident can happen in that zone. The advantage is that you can get a safety car and come back. But if you don't, you can lose the championship in a situation like this. This is why it's very interesting. And I love the Touring Car Championship. Because you have this uncertainty about the result. You know, in other competitions, you're saying, okay, that driver starting from pole position, he surely has a pace advantage. He's going to go to win the race easily. But here, you can win the first race and then get 0 points in the next one.
Yeah, it's very true. Very true. He does have to be cautious in race 2, but if he does win race 1, it's got a bit more of a buffer and he'll be happy with that. It also does depend where Marcelo finishes in race 1. So, yeah, he's got to be cautious in race 2, but he's got to be smart about it. He's got 15 minutes. He will pick his way through if he just is a bit cautious. But yeah, the starts will be crucial. And as it is the last race, how aggressive will everybody else be? Everybody else will be wanting to finish the season on a high. So we could have, and just like normal touring cars in real life, they get a bit bargy at the end of the season because it doesn't matter, it's the last race.
Yeah, that's one thing. But the other thing is that these drivers are actually racing for a prize, for a real life prize. in money, and I think this is a motivation. Get more motivation when we're seeing an actual prize, not only the title in this virtual world. And this is why I'm expecting a very tense battle between the two title contenders, between Hawking and Rios. Now Rios looks a bit off the pace, but I'm sure that he will come back.
Yeah, I'm sure it will be close in the race. It's probably the biggest margin we've had all season long, so Brandon's waited a little bit to put the marker down, but it's still pretty close between P2, P3, and fourth and fifth are nearly on the same lap time, so it is close throughout the field. It might not exactly look like it because Brandon's got quite a big gap, but the rest of the field are still pretty close, so the racing will be close as Charlie has a moment off into the gravel. He just eventually returned back onto the road like nothing happened. We are coming towards the end of qualifying, so that'll be it for Charlie. Rick will be probably the last one to put a time in, as it will probably get to 10 seconds to go, and I'm pretty certain it will just skip along, or will it? Let's see. If anyone, the only one on the lap is Rick in P10 at the moment. Will he?
Yellow sectors. I'm seeing a lot of yellow, and this is not beautiful because it looks like we are not going to have a battle, at least for the pole position.
No. Pole's done. Goes the way of Brandon. He gets P1.
This, Wes, this is an important part. Brennan is starting from pole position with Neil Ferrier in second place. The other championship contender, Marcelo Rios, only starting in third place for Argentina after the upset in the World Cup. I think that Marcelo Rios will want to take his revenge.
I think there's a upset happening right now. I'm pretty certain, if I'm not wrong, Australia apparently may have scored, so I'm not sure, but they might be upsetting. Who are they playing? I can't remember who they're playing off the top of my head. I should know this. France. Is it France? No way have they scored. I can't. Well, I'll tell that afterwards, but no way would they win that. That'll be a big one.
A lot of surprises happening today. So who knows? Maybe a driver from fifth place will win today, considering these surprises.
Yeah, you never. Yeah, we could have a big one here. We could have the biggest surprise of the day, but they're gridding up for the final time. Not everybody on the grid just yet, but not the final time. Sorry, one before the last penultimate time. Another one in a 15 minutes time. It's been a fantastic season. I can't wait to do it all again.
Yeah, I'm really curious. From everyone who is watching the race, who do you think is going to win the championship? As the 5 lights are coming out, and we're underway for the race, Brandon gets a very good start. Marcelo Rios, I think, has dropped down to 4th place.
Oh!
As we're going now in turn 1, there's contact. There's contact and there's a crash. I think that was Rios. That was Rios. He's off the track.
It was Reels and Robert. So they've had a crash and it's affected a few others.
This is very important for the championship, and for Argentina, it's going to be a pretty sad as he's off. I think he's off. He's going straight into the pit lane. This is an absolute disaster because with this boxing, he will not be able to finish in the top 8 and start in a better place for the second race. This is very bad for the Argentinian driver.
Yeah, it's massive. He has to get to 80% distance to get points as well. So if he just doesn't get any in race 1, that could be it all over and done with straight away in turn 1. We said it was big for Brandon to get a good start. Well, it turns out it was also big for Marcelo. We will have a look at that in a second, as I think everybody's quite spread out. But Robert and Marcelo, of course, the Audis get a good start in the TCR car, so I wonder if Robert just got alongside him and Marcelo may have had contact going into turn 1. We were at a bit of a distance to watch it, but I will go and have a look and let's see. Is anyone close enough to make a move? I think we're good to go have a look. Let's see what's happened between those two then at the start. That's a bit too late for that crash. We need it earlier than that. And this might be early enough. Here we go then. What do we think? It's slow motion for now.
Oh, that was the contact. There was the contact. And I think that was Roberts. Because he just cut off Marcelo. Look, he's coming from the right, trying to close the door. Marcelo is still there. There's the crash. And there is the championship, pretty much. Oh, this is chaotic. He tried to continue the race. I'm wondering, why did he stop?
Too much damage on the car. Yeah, look at the car. Look at it. That's absolutely destroyed on the front right. I don't think he can even turn. Yeah, it's not on the car. It's all there.
Back to the pit lane. He's still in the pit lane. I'm sure that he will want to come back on the track, and I'm sure he's furious now. He surely is in the Discord chat, typing, "Oh my god, he comes straight into my car. He cut me off." If you want to see all these chats, you can join our Discord. The link is in the bio.
Oh, that's close.
Ooh.
I think is that Rick trying to pass Kevin or Kevin trying to pass Rick? They're close for fourth. I think this is the highest these two have been up all season, but they're battling with each other for P4. Neil's also got Brandon, so the lead has changed. We have a look at how that's happened, but the lead has changed. Brandon isn't leading at this moment in time.
He's not pushing. I'm sure he's not pushing because there's no way to battle Neil at this point. Oh, that was
a lovely drift there on the way into the last turn.
Amazing car control from Rick. As he's now getting attacked by Kevin. Kevin is on the slipstream. He might look at the inside, but it's hard to overtake here in turn one. Trying a different line, but he's far too back in order to try anything in turn one.
Let's have a look, shall we, at the pass. Oh, look, that's Brandon's absolutely sideways off the road. That's how it's happened.
Oh,
wow, you say he's not pushing, but well off he goes. Let's have a look at it a little bit better. Turns into the corner. Well, let's watch him drift. Look at that. Not even...
Ooh. Wes, how lucky was he that he did not touch the wall?
Yeah.
Because if he did crash with the Tech Pro, the championship was up for grabs again. And we are having the top drivers that are still battling for the championship. As for noticing wheel-to-wheel battle, door-to-door, I might say that's something that you can never hear in Formula 1.
Yeah.
But this is for P6. Costa is keeping the place from Charlie Lord.
Yeah, it's a good fight.
How are you going to pronounce his name?
We just say Costa. We don't bother with the rest of it. We're not gonna. We never have. Well, we haven't. We attempted it once. I think we got it right, but it's such a long name. It's too long to say. So Costa it is, and Charlie's gonna go up the inside for P6, and it should be moved done. It looks like it'll be moved done, just about, and it is. And now they're fighting for the lead again. Here goes Brandon, then trying to get back past Neil.
He's trying to go around the outside. There's no way you can overtake through there. He keeps the front wheels on the side of him, but there's no way to overtake. But they're still oh so close. I'm wondering why is Brandon putting himself to this risk, but he just shows he's a real racer. He wants that win. He doesn't think about a championship. He just thinks about a P1. And there's a podium only of Hyundais. There's Hyundai in first, second, and third place.
Yeah, all Hyundais, but a different Hyundai in P3. I must say, Tony in P3 there in the Lantra, so it's in a different one as Neil defends from Brandon. Brandon is going to want to win, and Neil's also going to want to win. So we do have a race and a half on our hands as Brandon goes to the outside. Well, he goes. Is he making that? He's made that. That's fantastic. Let's get another view of that one, because that is absolutely ridiculous.
Wes, what a move was that? Round the outside. Oh.
That is...
That's something to look over and over and over again. And this is what a world champion does, but he was 4 wheels off the track. I'm wondering if the stewards will have a look on that. I hope not, because the move was that beautiful that you really can't think about a penalty in that situation.
Yeah, it's true. Technically, yeah, over the white line of the curb, the game... I don't know, I'm not picking it up exactly, but yeah, he was over the white line. Technically, if you want to say it like that, all the cars will be out there, because that is the line. But if they wanted to, they could possibly give it a go and say it, but I'll be surprised if they would. I don't know if Neil's going to say anything about that. I think, as you see, that's the line. They're going to go all 4 off there. I don't think he'll say anything about it, because it was just that good of a move, and there has been a penalty awarded for the start, and Robert has got a 10-second penalty from the stewards for that lap 1 crash.
Yeah, Robert was in the championship as well. He still technically could have won the championship. So I'm wondering, do you think that he was in his mind thinking, okay, this is my chance. If I crash with him, then I might get some points.
I think he was thinking that he was going to be past. I think he thought that his rear bumper was ahead and he was just going to try and get the corner. I think he got a good start in the Audi. Neil goes off in the background there. He got a good start as always in the Audi, and then Brandon goes off there. He was thinking, yeah, I got a good start, and he thought he probably got him, so he came across to cover the inside, and just the car was still there. So it's unfortunate. He was probably going to try and get. It's been a good finish to the season for Robert, so he was probably on try and get another podium, and was gonna with P4 in the championship not being here, he's probably looking at trying to get P3 overall in the standings, and it's not gone his way because he wouldn't have wanted that, because it's just put him at a massive disadvantage and not getting as many points as he should have. So yeah, it's unfortunate for him as well as Marcelo. It has put a big gap, I'd say, now probably in the championship, and it has meaning that if anything does go wrong for Brandon in the second race, he's got a bit more of a buffer now. It does make race 2 a bit more of a necessary win for Marcelo, but it's going to be difficult because his start from P10. So yeah, it's unfortunate that the two collided just after we said there wasn't really many turn 1 crashes, but to be fair, the crash realistically was before we got to turn 1. So it's an unfortunate one.
Wes, correct me if I'm wrong. So there's 1 point for pole position.
Yep.
Brandon has 2, so he has a 7 points advantage. With his win, he will have 42 points advantage. Are going to be only 35 points up for grabs in the second race. If he wins in the next 6 minutes, that means he's world champion. Am I right?
There's the bonus points as well. So there's 3 bonus points on offer in race 2 and race 1. Fastest lap, leading a lap, and leading most laps, which at the moment Brandon is on for. All 3 of them in this one as well. So you would add an extra 3 points onto his tally. And Marcelo at the moment would be getting points for P10. I'm not sure what they are, as he hasn't got a lap down, so he's still within the percentage rule. He will still get P10 points.
So this is Costa Chatsi Constantinu. that was okay.
Yeah, I think that was okay. Yeah.
Trying to get up in P7. He's lagging Steve Albert. I think he was in P7. I think he lost the place to Steve.
I think he did lose a place, so we have a little look and see how Steve got by.
Yeah, and Steve has been through the pit lane, so he had problems. I think he was involved in that start crash. Let's see, down inside. Saw the gap. Gone for it. Oh no, that was around the outside actually.
Yeah, it was around the outside. Quite impressive one. Let's see if we can get it again without the trees involved. No, I think the trees are going to be involved there. This one, the trees might not be involved. Yeah, lovely, around the outside.
Yeah, we could have seen the nature of England.
Yeah, nature of just some trees and yeah. Just you can see in the back of somebody's garden on the Grand Prix circuit, probably. That's how close the buildings are these days. Around this last sector, it's a fantastic part of the circuit. Yeah, so I don't know how many points Marcelo will get for P10.
So for P10, we have 21 points.
So the difference is 14 plus another 3. So there's 17 point gap. So then plus that onto the 7 from the pole. What are they up to? About 20, 21 point gap going into the final one.
There's still a chance.
Yeah, it's a long shot now though. It's a lot more than it was going into this race, so it's a bit harder. Yeah, a couple cars had to go in the pits. Niels had to go in, and so did Steve, as they were almost collateral damage in that turn 1.
But Marcelo had to stay about 2 minutes. He said he was stationary for 2 minutes and 24 seconds. That was a very long pit stop.
Yeah, I think so. There's the tow, isn't it? It's 2 minutes to get a tow.
Yeah.
And then 24 seconds for be getting in and out of the pit lane, I think. That would be.
A lot of time lost.
Yeah.
A lot of time lost. It's sad. Because when you're going into a race, only with 6 points difference, and in turn 1, lap 1, you get shunted. I can't understand his frustration.
Yeah, he'd definitely be frustrated. He's still, at the moment, I believe at the moment, he'll still be on for P2 in the championship. I don't think the car behind in the standings will be able to close that gap in one race. I think he should be safe there.
West, I don't know if you see what I'm seeing, but Brandon Hawking has improved the fastest lap in the last 3 laps. He's on an absolute run. 131.9, 132.0. Those are amazing times from him. He's just gaining a lot of nil. About 6 seconds between the first 2 drivers. He's a man on a mission to win the championship.
Yeah, there you go. So at the bottom of your screen, you'll see that, yeah, last couple of laps, isn't it? 33.4, 32.6, 32 flat, 31.9, and another 31.9. He's just going and going and going.
This is just showing how the championship is going to go.
P5 battle now, then. Charlie on the back of Kevin. We saw Charlie a couple laps ago get past... Who did we see him get past? Costa, I believe. We saw him get past, and now he's on the back of Kevin. Another high on Audi battle. See how this one goes. Charlie will be looking to try and finish his season off on a high. Also,
At his home race.
Yeah, at his home race, yeah.
The fans are cheering for him as he's trying to go around the outside. There's not a lot of space on there. And now he has to stick behind, but he's faster. Surely he will do the move before the end of the race. I think this is the last lap, if I'm not wrong.
We might be going on to the last lap. Let's have a look. Let's see. He's just gone into turn 1. So, yep, last lap.
So one chance for Charlie to get that top 5. Charlie is not in a championship battle. He doesn't have enough points. Charlie Lord, 272 points. But top 5 is never a bad result, especially when you are at your home race.
No, he should be happy with that if he can get there. Niels has just got past Costa for P8, and Niels Costa's spun. That's unfortunate. Let's have a little look at that, because that actually will be pole for the next race. They go behind the trees, which is unfortunate for me. Does he get a tap there? Oh, he might have got a tap. Let's have a little look again. This might be a better view. Does Niels give Costa a tap? Not yet. Oh, does he come across? That's one for the stewards at the end there.
West, that was exactly what happened in lap 1. That was the exact same incident at the start of the race, as Costa is now in the pit lane, as we're seeing that steward waving that white flag for Brandon to tell him that you are in the last lap.
That's mental, but that gives Marcelo another couple of points up to P9 as well. So that's interesting there. So that's unfortunate for Costa getting right to the final lap. He probably got the rear right or left, I think, may have hit the wall, so he would have got damage from there. It's freeway fight now for P5 on the final lap. But Brandon has done it. He's coming to the line, and he has won race number 1 of the day. Neil will take 2nd. We're going to watch the battle for 5th, though, because that's where it's at. P3 will go Tony's way. A little bit of a quiet race for him, but he kept his nose out of trouble in turn 1. It's all now for P5. There's 3 of them. They're going to go 3 wide into the final corner. They are 3 wide. Steve's on the grass going down the hill. It's 3 wide. Steve's got both of them.
Down inside. Oh, there's craziness.
Charlie's got to run.
And I think Steve just won it.
Charlie's got to run. It's 3 wide.
3 wide again.
It's Kevin, is it? It's Charlie, it's Steve. Who is it? It's Kevin. That is fantastic. It's Kevin, it's Charlie, it's Steve. They didn't change positions at all. That is how you finish a race. That is brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant. Well done by all 3 of them. They didn't touch. That is brilliant.
What a way to finish the race. If only we would this 3-way battle at the front for the win. But Brandon today was in his own race. Fastest lap in the last lap. And the 7 seconds advantage at the end of the race. You just have to think what would have happened if the crash at the start wasn't a thing. As now we're watching the replay of the battle. How beautiful is this, Wes?
Oh, this is what you want. This is fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh,
as we say. This is why we race.
That is great. Oh, that is absolutely fantastic. Oh, what a race that is! That is. I hope they're all smiling at each other and saying how brilliant that was to finish, because that is brilliant. What a way to end that race. That is fantastic.
This was it for the first race. Brendan Hawking, winner, 35 points. Neil, 32 points in second place. And Tony Wieschaft, I'm sorry for that, the third place with 29 points. This is our podium.
Yeah, you got a good podium there.
Wes, look how close the gap was between P5 and P7. This is incredible. Less than a tenth.
It's amazing, isn't it? What a way to finish race number 1 there. That is honestly fantastic by all three. All three of them deserve a medal there, for none of them touched. They didn't bang doors. They were off the road. Of course, Steve was off the road for a little bit, but once they sort of worked out that they could go 3 wide, they did very well. And yeah, and then it didn't even change. The positions didn't even change, but that was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant by all of them. Well done to all of them. And we'll see how that one goes. It could go horribly wrong in the next couple of seconds, but at least we had that, because that was lovely.
So this is the grid for the second race. From pole position is going to start my ex-commentator colleague, Neil Suleiman. If you remember, we used to commentate together, and now he's starting from pole position. How beautiful it is to see him there in first place. Steve Halwood, who represents McLaren F1, will start in second place. Charlie Lord in third place, with Kevin Burke in fourth place. Rick Hansen, Wieschaft, Ferrier will start again close. All 3 of them close with each other. Brendan Hawking in 8th place will be with Marcel in the line, as we're seeing the lights coming out. And this is the start of the second race and a championship decider. It's a good start from Niels. Charlie Lord gets into second place. There's an incident, I think, because there's Gavin dropping down the grid.
Yeah, I think Brandon touched Kevin, possibly.
There's someone in the wall. Charlie Lord is in the wall from second place. But there's another car going wide there. Well, we're seeing a lot of moves. Marcelo from P9. He's up into P3 as he's going 4 wheels on the grass. He's trying to keep that place. He was that second place. He's now getting overtaken. Oh, and he's going wide. This is not what he wants. And he's now wheel to wheel with Brandon for the championship. And there's someone going wide. I think that was Rick. Oh, this is absolutely chaotic at the start of this race.
I can't tell you what's happening. I have no idea. They're not sorted out yet. I have no idea what's going on. There's just absolute cars everywhere. We'll find out what happened to Charlie in a minute. Steve versus Marcelo. Brandon's involved. There's 3-1. No, Marcelo's got again. It's on Brandon.
No! Not again. Not again. Marcelo is in the wall for the second time running. And he's just dropping down. Brandon is in 8th place. He's in 6th place. There's more contact. There's more chaos. I think that was Tony involved. Wieschaft.
Yeah, I think Tony may have spun on his own, but there was contact between Rick and Brandon, which there still is now. Have fun with the stewarding there, guys. I'm not sure what's gone on in turn 1 or the whole of lap 1. I think the one with Marcelo, he went to go up the inside of Steve, and Brandon was already on his inside, so that might be an unfortunate one. Brandon does pass Rick. It's a bit crazy. Absolutely insane might be a better word. Rick's mirror's hanging off. There's flashing of the lights and cars. Marcelo's got back going in all of this. Neil's just gone off from the lead. He's gone off from the lead.
No! Niels, what you have done? Oh, he's just thrown away a win. As now Neil Ferrier is in first place.
Oh, Kevin's crashed, I think, maybe on his own. Oh no, what's happened to Kevin? Let's have a little quick look. I think I saw him go off, but does he go off and stay off on his own? Oh, he's gonna left, right, left. It's gone.
Ah, that's unfortunate for Kevin. Oh, he was close to collect another car. I think that was Tony, as he's now in the pit lane. Actually, he's towing. There's another car going wide.
That's Rick. Oh, Tony's in the back of Costa. I think Costa. Okay, nothing happened. He's fine.
Oh, turn right to go left.
He has been passed.
Look, he's flashing his lights to tell him move.
Oh,
Or maybe to tell him you crashed into me. You need to give the place back. This is the beauty of WTCC and in these touring cars. You can see these bells and they are coming back on the track. In Formula 1, if you have this type of contact, that's it. Race over.
Charlie has blamed the setup for his crash. We will try and get back to it eventually, but Steve is being under attack from Brandon. I don't have a clue what's going on.
Brandon is now attacking the podium again. Brandon might get on the podium again. He goes down inside, and that's it. Look at him. He can find the apex from anywhere. This is incredible.
Yeah, it's insane. I would say his car's probably not in the best of shape, as now Robert will be passing Steve as well. So maybe Steve's... I don't think there's a lot of cars out there that are probably quite second-hand now. Looking at them, I think Rick's got his mirror hanging off of his car. I'm surprised the rest of them don't all have theirs hanging off too. It's side by side still now, 4P4, and it's going to be Robert surely. No, Steve hangs it around the outside. That's brave. But it is cleanly done, and they are still side by side. This is what I mean. You can go side by side throughout the whole circuit, and they're doing it for at least another corner. They do bang doors, and Robert will just about edge this out. If he does, he will eventually. But Steve up the inside! Oh, he's not willing to give it up just yet.
That was so close to a contact, Wes. That was so close to a contact. And he now just has to settle for 5th place. There's no way to pass. Lost a bit of time, and that bit of time might play in the favor of Robert. And this is it, battle over. But that was beautiful. A couple of corners. They were side by side, door to door, no contact. That's beautiful. As Neil is setting fastest lap after fastest lap, Brandon cannot match the pace. Brandon in the last lap, 133.0, Neil 132.9. So he's not gaining a lot, but Neil just needs to keep the gap.
This is turn 1, then what does Charlie do? He's happily in second, brakes, turns. It just doesn't turn, He's all off on his own. And he just finds, wow. Yeah, that's unfortunate for Charlie. What happened behind with the absolute rest of them, though? That is the next question. So this is a bit later on. This is Rick and Marcelo getting into each other. It opens the door for Steve, which then Brandon has contact once with Marcelo there. Then Rick goes off, and it's just cars. Tony has gone off as well with Robert. It's chaos there. Then we're going to come back round afterwards. Of course, that's close. And then Marcelo's going to have contact with Brandon as well here. It's just cars everywhere. So Brandon goes up the inside. We're probably going to lose it behind the trees. They door to door there. Steve and Marcelo bumps him into Brandon.
So the two championship contenders has crashed one into each other. Brandon and Marcel. Oh, this is going to be a controversial one.
What happens to Tony? Is his crash on his own? He's losing it there. He's got it back. Does he have a contact with Robert? Yep, touches Robert, and Robert saves it, and Brandon doesn't. It's just loads of going on absolutely everywhere. But we're back, and Brandon has got past Niels for P2, so we'll go have a look quickly at how he's done that. He's also set the fast lap while doing it, and it's out of the last turn. Just gets a better run, and we'll get him into turn 1. But yeah, no problem there. And I think Rick's ended up going into the pits, or jumping to the pits, so we'll have a look at what's happened to Rick, but he's crashed, I think. So Charlie's out of this one. He's not come back out after he blames the setup. He wouldn't turn in turn 1. It's unfortunate because he had a good start. And Kevin also has gone into pits after we watched him crash. Let's have a look at, there's no further investigation, which was expected, and that's Rick going off on his own turn 1, comes back on. He's not going to get it stopped in time, and eventually he will find the wall on the hairpin.
Unfortunately.
He is now. So Kevin's come back out. So another further action between the one we saw, which was the one where Marcelo hit off the side of Steve into Brandon. So that one's not under investigation. That's all done and dusted. I think that might be the only one we have to look at. I don't know. The rest were a lot of them were just bumping doors, weren't they? And there was just so many cars. But yeah, I'm sure there'll be a few people inquiring about a few incidents here and there. But there was a few that would, like Charlie's was just a mistake. Here we go, 14 and 34, 10 seconds for 34. So 14 and 34. So that's Rick and Kevin. So Rick's got 10 seconds. And I will go and try and find that one because that's one we haven't seen, to be honest. We don't think we saw that crash between those two. So I will go and have a look, and apparently it's 1-1 now in the France-Australia game, which is more expected. Let's go try and find a crash between Kevin and Rick. I think we did see them close on circuit together, didn't we? Somebody sounds like they've spun, but I don't know who that would have been because everyone on my screen still going straight. So let's have a look for a... We watched Kevin go off, didn't we? Here we go. This might be one. Kevin versus Rick. This could be it. There's Rick behind him. Up the inside he goes. Clobbers in the door. Is that maybe it? Because that forces him off the road? I wonder. Maybe.
The trees are horrible on this road.
Yeah, they are. Let's try that one again. Will this be the 10 second? There's a 5 second for car 12, which we'll have a look at as well, but it's not changed. Up the inside comes a Rick. Wonder if that's the 5 or it was something earlier on or later.
There's a crash. There's a crash ahead.
So what was the car 12? Tony got it. Was that Tony got a 5 seconds? Sorry, let me check. 28 and 12. Post race for 12. So Tony's got 5 seconds. I think the Tony one is the one we saw where he hit the back of Costa. So he got a 5 second penalty, I think, for that one. So yeah, we're clearing it all up. We're getting there in the end. So that's the 5 seconds. So a 5 second for Tony and a 5 second or a 10. I think that was actually. Sorry, was it for Rick? For that. So yeah, few penalties being dished out there. Marcelo now on the back of Costa. To the outside he goes, and you give a bit of a flash of the lights. Not able to get him there. Will he go around his outside? This is for P7 now.
There's hard overtake there on the outside, and he will not do the move on Costa. Yeah, Marcelo very unlucky today, and I'm sure that he will leave this race, this server today, and he will not be very happy about this race.
Yeah, you could argue that neither one of them was his fault at all. He was just
that's what I'm saying.
Wrong place, wrong time.
Unlucky. Very, very unlucky. And it's unlucky for us commentators and viewers as well, because we could have had such a beautiful battle for the championship between these two contenders, but it was all ruined in lap 1 on both races.
He's going to the outside here, Marcelo. And Costa may have come across him there.
Oh, not again! Not again, Wes! There's another crash. And Marcelo, I think in frustration, will just leave it there. We'll call it today. Oh, he's continuing on. He's continuing on.
That's...
Again, was it his fault? I don't think
so. He was no.
Come on.
Come
on, Costa.
That's unfortunate. Has Costa got damage or has he continued? Costa's continued as well. So realistically, it's just delayed them both massively. They've both managed to get away without any massive damage. Maybe Costa looks like maybe he has the car doesn't look quite right, I must admit, but he's continued. So yeah, that's the positions there have changed. And if Costa can finish that, we'll get a P8, so it'll be a good result in the end. Of course, other cars have fallen by the wayside. Neil still leads. Will it be Brandon or Neil? Take the last win of the season.
Brandon is getting close. He's getting close. Brandon has been very fast in the last lap. Fastest lap, 131.7 as he's going wide. There was Neil going a bit wide, but Brandon is a man on a mission, 1.3 seconds faster than his opponent. And look at him gaining. He's only 1 second behind Neil. So the question now is not if he will overtake, is when will he overtake Brandon.
Yeah, he's got 3 minutes. 3 minutes and about 3 laps, including the next one. It's going to be a tight one if he can get there. Neil needs to make no mistakes here. He has won during the season. Can do it. Who's going to get the last win? Is it going to be Brandon or is it going to be Neil? It's down to a second. 3 minutes to go. It's going to be a tough challenge for Neil, but he is the one ahead. Brandon does have to pass him. We've seen Brandon pass enough cars today and throughout the season. It's going to be a good finish to this.
He is extremely fast. He's 5 tenths faster than his opponent every single lap. That's why I'm saying Brandon.
Oh, he's off. Neil's off. Neil's off. That's going to be it.
Ooh, Brandon is off as well. Brandon was off as well there. And they are getting even closer. Neil there. Oh, Neil really felt the pressure from Brandon and has gone wide. And I think Brandon has got disconnected. No, not disconnected. He lost focus when he sees his opponent going wide. Because when you are behind the driver and you are seeing him all the time, you are taking him as a point of where to brake, where to accelerate, and seeing him going wide and braking late has made him go wide as well. So this is Brandon. Look how close he is.
It'll be a close finish. We're going to go on to the final lap. And if he just didn't make that mistake, would he have been safe? Oh, he's got a lap to defend. Last lap of the season. And we don't even know who's going to win.
This has to be the lap of his life to keep the future champion, because Brandon is 1 lap away from this win, but more importantly, he's 1 lap away from the championship. Marcelo is only in 7th place. We don't need to concentrate on that, because at this result, Brandon is going to be champion. Now, 1 lap to finish this and get a win. Where will he try to overtake? Where will he send anything, if he will?
It'll be on the exit of this next corner up the inside. If he doesn't do that, which Neil knows he's doing it and just sort of parks it on the apex, don't let him get a run. If it's not here into this corner, it will be into the last corner. He needs to park it on the apexes.
Wes, we've seen Brandon trying overtakes in the last corner. We've seen him overtaking down inside, round the outside. Maybe a dive from here. No, he stays behind. Maybe he's thinking about the championship. I hope not, because a battle like this is unmissable.
Oh, he's going for the undercut. Defend it, Neil. Defend. He's defending, but he's going to get the run. Is he there? He's there. They're side by side. They're going to touch doors. It's lovely. He's going to be round the outside for the next corner.
He's got his side. They're still door to door. Now
they touch.
But it keeps it there. They touch. Oh, let's connect. He's wide. He's off track. Brandon is off track, and this might be race over. The stewards will surely see this and think if this was not a penalty. The race is over. Brandon cannot do anything. Neil will win this race, but more importantly, Brandon Hawking is the champion of the Touring Car Series, organized by Anti-Star Racing.
Robert got P3 on the last lap near the end. The stewards probably will have a little look at the Neil Brandon, but I feel like Brandon will say it's fine, because Brandon he's a proper racer. He'd be like, yeah, it's all right. At the end of the day, he does take the championship. He'd be happy with that. Neil gets the win on the final race of the season. We'll have a look at how Robert takes Neil's for P3. Oh, it's a switchback. It's lovely. They go, oh, they touch. They do touch. But
the trees again.
Yeah, the trees again. We'll have a little look at this one this time with this view. He switched back. Look at that switchback. Neil then tries to cover it. He's there. The stewards will have a look at that one too.
Oh, that was a bit too much there. Whoever is driving that helicopter is surely loving biology. He loves the trees.
He loves the trees.
Yeah.
Oh,
well, this was US. We started the stream with a gap of 6 points, and now Brandon Hawking, after an absolutely amazing day, is now world champion. What do you make of these 2 races?
That was chaotic, wasn't it? Race 1 was a bit calmer and a bit, we saw what was going on. It was an unfortunate turn 1, but it was some good racing. Race 2 was, as always with the reverse grid, absolutely insane for the first 10 minutes. And then again on the final lap, it just kicked off. Because the winning, both first and second, as well as third and fourth, both were tenths apart, and both will probably be having to be looked at by the stewards, as Brandon will come around and do what he normally does for me, and he will park onto the straight I don't think he's going to be able to do donuts. Oh, he can do reverse donuts, I believe, in this car. So we'll see what Brandon does. He's going to park it up nicely at the start finish line for me. Look at this. Watch him flick it now. There it is. Lovely. It's an absolutely lovely view.
Yeah.
Epic.
This was it. This was it for the championship. Is he going to do it again? Yeah. So, Neil won the race. Very close. But I hope that the stewards will not take any decision. Because this was such a beautiful battle that it would be sad to ruin it like this. So this is the result. These are the results of the race. Neil, winner. It's Brandon Hawkins. It's Robert Tuning. Third place with Niels Uleman. In place Steve Howard. Fifth, Tony Bishaft. Place with Marcel Rios. Place Costa in 8th place. Jensen in 9th place. And the DNFs of today are Kevin Burke and Charlie Lord, who did not finish the race. As I'm now seeing some reverse donuts done by the champion. And I think that was Neil.
I think it's Rick as well doing some, which is lovely to see.
Yeah. Are we going to have interviews?
We possibly might, especially with Brandon. Parks at the start line, as always. Let's have a look at see what Rick's doing. Can we see Rick? He's done some donuts as well. He calls it time. Look and see if we can watch a replay of some of his donuts, see how he was doing it. Oh, look at the camera. There he is. Look at that. Nicely done, Rick. That some reverse donuts.
These cars are these cars are incredible.
Lovely to see.
Yeah, it's the last race. We've had the last race in Formula One. We've had now the last race here in this championship, but we're having a lot of more championships to come.
Ah, that's
A lot
fantastic.
more amazing plans. Yep, and this is just beautiful to see. After a long season, 10 races, 10 Tuesdays of racing, and now it's all over.
That's
Wes.
lovely. We'll get Brandon in. We'll bring Brandon in while I just continue to watch Rick do some lovely donuts. Bring him in.
Brandon, are you here?
I am here.
World champion, winner of the first race, second place in the second one. First of all, congratulations for your results today and the results in your championship. And second of all, how do you feel?
Oh, it feels really good. Yeah, thank you guys. Yeah, that was it was. I'm not sure. I think we were like basically even in the points with Marcelo there heading into the race, and yeah, I just knew I just had to do everything to the best of my ability. I made a big mistake in turn 1 there on lap 2 on the first corner, but yeah, fortunately I was able to get the win in the first one, and the start of the second one is really treacherous, really scary. But yeah, I was able to make it through. I made a 3-wide move there on Marcelo, and I'm not sure what happened there, if he got like hit into me, but I just like I was next to him, and then I just saw him spinning across my nose. So that was really unfortunate. I really would have liked to race head to head with him there, but yeah, it was a really great season. So much fun. Yeah, it's a great group of guys here, and yeah, it's really fun. Really great time, and yeah, just like to thank everybody who's raced here this season. It's been a really great time. So yeah, really great season, and looking forward to the next one for sure.
Oh, I can just feel the joy from your voice. So yeah, congratulations again. You've had at the end of the race a battle there with Neil. You've gone wheel to wheel. You were side by side, and me and Wes, we were screaming here because we absolutely loved it. How was he feeling from the car?
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I had a really big gap from him after the first couple laps, and yeah, I just had to just put off consistent laps, and got to him on the on the last lap. And yeah, he drove me really hard, but it was a really clean race. But it had a little bit of contact there, a couple quarters to go, but it's all fair at TCR. That was a really great race there with Neil. Same in the first race too. After my mistake there, had a really good battle with him there too. So yeah, just not quite enough. Maybe one more lap might have been able to do it, but no, that was really good. And yeah, had some like really great wheel to wheel racing with a lot of people this season, and yeah, it's just been really good. So yeah, just almost was able to get the win there in the second one, but you know what, I'll take it.
I have one more question from you. You are champion, but what do you think made you the champion? What do you think is the secret that, if you obviously if you can say it, what was the secret that made you so good this season?
I guess like I don't know. I just really love TCR cars. It's they're so much different from a lot of other cars, and they take a different kind of driving, and I feel like I guess I guess I'm like adaptable, and yeah, I just really like how these things drive, and and I've driven them since the Audi first came out on iRacing, and yeah, it's been a kind of a while just messing with setups, just like years of trying to keep up with the updates, and just messing with stuff, seeing what works, and I feel like I learned a lot this season, and yeah, just trying to continuously improve throughout the season, and um, had like all the races ended up being really clean except for Olton Park. That was the only one where things went wrong in the second race. But so yeah, that helped, and yeah, just have a lot of fun driving these things. So I guess that's my secret.
Yeah, congratulations again from me. Wes, do you have any questions for Brandon?
Oh, just well done. You did great all season. You got a little lucky at times, but yeah, you said the Alton Part 1 didn't go your way, but everything else just seemed to go just about your way. Didn't get it in the end. The last race, didn't manage to win that, but you did win quite a lot of the other ones, so I think you can give one to Neil at least.
Oh, for sure. Thank you. Yeah, that was yeah, it's been great running with these guys all season. Yeah, it was a really great wheel to wheel battle there at the end.
So, I think this was it
I
for
we're
our race.
we'll go grab Neil. Yeah, we'll grab Neil.
Oh, that's great. If Neil is here as well. That's Neil. Hello. Are you
Hello.
here?
Yeah, I can hear you.
First of all, congratulations for this day. A win in the second race, a second place in the first race. And this, I think, from my personal view, that was a very good race for you. So, congratulations. And my question for you is, how do you feel?
Oh, that was epic. Yeah, Brandon was just an absolute animal around here this tonight. There was just no catching him. Like I just heard the answer for his speed. He was unstoppable, and when he came into the championship and he started getting the wins, it was like, yeah, this boy's got to be the man to beat. And nah, I've had a few fair races with Brandon. Yeah, nah, Brandon's some driver, and I've really enjoyed that last race. I was watching the gap on my relative, and I was just like, he's second a lap faster than me every single lap. And then we just had that wee bit of contact at the second to last corner there. I just got the understeer at the wrong time. So I thought I left enough room to the white line, but obviously just not enough. So I do apologise to Brandon for that. But let's not take it away from Brandon tonight. Brandon deserves the championship. Been phenomenal all season, and so I can only do my part by trying to put a show on for you boys.
Totally lovely words. And yeah, this just shows again how chill, if I might say, things are here at ND Star Racing. If you want to join, you can join our Discord from the link in the description. And yeah, Neil had a beautiful battle in the second race with Brandon. And what do you think made you able to win this race? How did you manage to defend in the last lap? Because me and Wes, we were here and we were screaming because this battle was so good.
To be honest with you, I just kind of I never I didn't really park the car. I think I defended a wee bit better than I expected. Uh, you would have seen in, I think it was race one, Brandon just drove right round the outside of me going up towards Stirling. So he just drove right round the outside of me there. So this race I decided to drive the middle of the circuit. And if he wanted to go around, it was going to be harder for him. He used his brain and went for the cutback, but he just got me on the apex and then came up into the left hander there. It just parked the car, just put the car in the middle of the circuit, gave him a wee bit of room on the right hand side, just in case he braked a wee bit later than me. And then unfortunately, that just because I was like a couple of foot tighter, it just put me a couple of foot wider on the exit. So yeah, I think Brandon would have had me if it wasn't for that contact, but he was on my bumper, that was for sure, going at the last corner, and I was expecting him to get round outside of me, and then I luckily managed to hold it, but just the way TCR is, eh?
Congratulations once again, Neil, from me. Guys, do you have any questions?
Well, just well done, Neil. It was a good fight. Lap 1. How did you get through whatever was happening?
I don't know, lucky the Irish maybe. I don't know, flipped a coin and just went, well, that's the gap that I'm going for, and it paid off. I don't know who it was in Audi. I think it was Tony at the start. Because of the camber of the circuit there, he just started drifting to the right, and then it was like the gap's still there. I got alongside him and was like, the gap's definitely still there, and I thought we were going to have contact, and that would have been carnage for the rest of us. But lucky the Irish, and I managed to get through to P2 by the end of the first lap, so I was well chuffed. And then I think it was Neil's made a mistake at Graham Hill, and then that was it.
Yeah, and then you did look back. Yeah, you had a Brandon on your tail for the last part of the race, but you defended well. And yeah, we saw race 1 where you went round your outside. We saw that you learned from race 1 to race 2 where to put the car. But yeah, absolutely brilliant driving all season. So well done to you as well.
Thanks, buddy. Also, thanks to you guys for putting the live stream on. And guys, have a look at the Discord. Give the YouTube a like and a subscribe. And hopefully see some of you guys racing in TCR, IMSA or IndyCar, whatever they're got to be racing next season. So yeah, support it, ASR, and let's get the grids full for 2023.
Lovely. Absolutely lovely. Edward, it's the end. Did you enjoy yourself?
Yeah. Thank you everyone who has been with us today for the stream. Always a pleasure to commentate here. Wes, thank you for commentating with me. It's always a pleasure to commentate with you. And I don't know what's happening, but every time we commentate together, the race is chaotic. There's something. There's something. Yeah. Join our Discord, check out our sponsors, and yeah, see you guys next time.